Record rain and flash flooding forcing rescues from North Dakota to Washington, D.C. Drivers stranded on top of cars. This train slammed by a waterfall of rain. And flooding in the White House basement. And now a possible tropical storm forming in the Gulf Coast.
Behind bars, multimillionaire Jeffrey Epstein in custody this morning. New video of the raid on his Manhattan mansion and the disturbing discovery. What prosecutors say they found in his home. Now 2 of his accusers speaking out exclusively on GMA, and former President Bill Clinton breaking his silence.
Obamacare under fire. The showdown in a courtroom today that could wipe out coverage for more than 20 million people.
Dramatic day in court. Why the case against Kevin Spacey could now be falling apart.
Mysterious death. New questions this morning about the sudden passing of 20-year-old Disney star Cameron Boyce. The autopsy now complete, what his family is saying.
Blocking bullying. The major changes coming to Instagram. How the app said that we'll try and stop mean comments before they're posted.
And it's a party for Team USA on GMA. The World Cup champions are back home. Ready to celebrate their record 4th title. All 23 team members here live in Times Square for a celebration like you've never seen. The Heroes Homecoming, only on GMA this morning.
Live in Times Square, this is Good Morning America.
And Good Morning America, it is a great morning here on GMA. Let's take a look right now. Team USA landing back home, fresh off their World Cup win.
Party in the USA, there's going to be a party right here in Times Square because they're going to board that bus just moments from now, head our way. We cannot wait for the World Cup squad and Coach Jill Ellis to join us all live.
And we're not the only ones. The fans, they can't wait either. They're already starting to pack in. Look at all those.
Look at the little ones in
happy
front.
little fans out there. They can't wait to meet their heroes. We can't wait for them to get here. And Robin, speaking of heroes, you went one-on-one with Coco Gauff.
Oh, yes. She's joining us after that history-making run at Wimbledon, the youngest player to make it to the 4th round in nearly 3 decades. We'll share that with you as well.
We have a lot coming up. We're going to begin with that tropical threat for the Gulf of Mexico. Could bring heavy rain flooding to the Gulf Coast. Ginger starts us off with the latest. Good morning, Ginger.
Hey, good morning, George. I need everybody from Houston to Lake Charles to Mobile and even Pensacola to listen up right now. The impacts from this could be 5 to 10 inches of heavy rain. Some of it could fall fast. So let's talk about timing and let's talk about what this thing is. It's right now just a disturbance over southwest Georgia. It's going to move into the Gulf tomorrow. It has a really good shot at becoming a tropical depression. But no matter what it becomes, it should move west. There's a high over Florida that's going to be kind of driving it backward here toward, looks like right now, either Louisiana or the northeast part of the coast of Texas there. So Houston over to, say, Beaumont. But those are all the spaghetti pots. It could go anywhere over to Mobile. And remember, the heavy rain can fall outside of these lines. And that's why we want to still include the Florida Panhandle and the possibilities of, again, 5 to 10 inches. Timing-wise, we're talking this weekend for the heaviest of rains. Again, it's looking a lot like Texas, Louisiana, but we're going to be keeping an eye on this as we cross the next couple of days, guys.
All right, Ginger, we know you got that covered. And now to those severe summer storms that are slamming the middle of the country and the nation's capital, Washington, D.C., hit by flash floods, getting a month's worth of rain in just an hour. ABC's Stephanie Ramos is in Arlington, Virginia with the latest. Good morning, Stephanie.
Michael, good morning. Take a look at just some of the damage left behind here in northern Virginia. The weather so forceful, it ripped this pedestrian bridge off of its foundation. Evidence of just how powerful yesterday's storms were. Overnight, extensive flooding in the Rockies and Plains. Up to 9 inches of rain falling in Nebraska. The summer thunderstorms hitting Kearney, paralyzing drivers after encountering the massive amounts of rain. In Fargo, North Dakota, the water forcing people to abandon their cars, and the flooding wrath stretched from the hills of Maryland to the D.C. metro area and Virginia. At this park in Frederick, Maryland, raging waters created waterfalls.
I mean, this is huge. All by those trees, this is our park. And 4th of July, this would have been filled with people.
In D.C., dozens of water rescues.
I was stopped at the lake. Bus came through. It was like a tidal wave hit me. Boom!
People jumping onto the tops of their cars for safety. At this D.C. metro station, a waterfall plunged through the ceiling. Even the White House getting its basement flooded. Residents in Potomac, Maryland, trapped, their only road out now a sinkhole. In nearby Arlington, Virginia, this woman says she prepped for the storm, but didn't expect so much rain.
By the time I left the basement, I swam out of it. It was probably close to my shoulder height.
During the height of the storm, 911 calls poured into dispatchers. Officials in Maryland tell us they received about 250 calls in a 3-hour period alone. Robin?
Troubling. All right, Stephanie, thank you. Now the latest on Jeffrey Epstein, the multimillionaire pleading not guilty to sex trafficking charges, while prosecutors say they made a disturbing discovery at his mansion. Our chief national affairs correspondent, Tom Yamas, is outside Epstein's townhouse here in New York with more. Good morning, Tom.
Robin, good morning to you. Just behind me, this is Jeffrey Epstein's Manhattan mansion. Some call it one of the most expensive homes in all of New York. Federal agents call it a crime scene. They say when they busted through those doors, what they saw inside was consistent with what the alleged victims told them, that the assaults happened inside of a massage room. This, as some very powerful people are now having to explain their relationship with Jeffrey Epstein, including President Bill Clinton, who overnight released a statement.
This morning, disgraced financier Jeffrey Epstein is behind bars, but fighting to get out. Prosecutors arguing the politically connected multimillionaire should not be released on bail.
When you have 2 planes and you live much of the year abroad, we think that's a very real risk.
The ultra-wealthy money manager appearing in a blue jumpsuit in federal court on Monday, pleading not guilty to charges that he trafficked dozens of underage girls at his massive Manhattan and Palm Beach mansions. Also this morning, new raid video showing federal agents as they bust open the door of his 7-story, $77 million home on Manhattan's Upper East Side. In a dramatic news conference on Monday, the U.S. attorney saying inside, investigators found hundreds, if not thousands, of female nude or partially nude photographs, some of the photos seeming to show underage girls. And inside of a locked safe, compact discs. One allegedly labeled Young Miscellaneous Nudes 1, another titled Girl Pics Nude.
The alleged behavior shocks the conscience.
According to the indictment, from 2002 to 2005, Epstein recruited girls to engage in sex acts with him, after which he would give the victims hundreds of dollars in cash, and paid some victims to recruit additional girls to be similarly abused.
When you saw him, it just brought back bad memories?
Yeah, it brought back the last time I saw him, which was right there at the massage table, and it just started making me feel uneasy, nervous.
Michelle Licata and Courtney Wild were in court to see Epstein face those charges. They both say the mega millionaire assaulted them. Wild says she was only 14 at the time.
We get to look him in the face today and see him, in handcuffs. It was just nice to be able to share it with somebody, look at you and say, okay, today's our day.
We were with her exclusively as she headed to court.
Just to hear that they're standing up for the victims, you know what I mean? It's just so overwhelmingly, it's past due.
But both women fear Epstein, who pleaded not guilty, could beat this case. He's 66 years old, owns at least 6 homes and 2 private islands. In the past, he socialized with Prince Andrew and President Bill Clinton and Donald Trump. In a 2002 profile in New York Magazine, before any allegations surfaced, Trump called Epstein a, quote, terrific guy, adding, he's a lot of fun to be with. It is even said that he likes beautiful women as much as I do, and many of them are on the younger side. In 2007, Epstein faced a potential federal indictment in Florida on similar charges. He struck a secret plea deal, serving just 13 months in county jail and registering as a sex offender. The U.S. attorney who authorized that deal, Alexander Acosta, now the Secretary of Labor.
Now, as we mentioned earlier, President Bill Clinton released a statement overnight at his office. We want to show you that statement right now. His office says in part, President Clinton knows nothing about the terrible crimes Jeffrey Epstein pleaded guilty to in Florida some years ago, or those which he has been recently charged with in New York. In 2002 and 2003, President Clinton took a total of 4 trips on Jeffrey Epstein's airplane. Now, we should also mention this morning that Speaker Nancy Pelosi is now calling on Secretary Acosta to resign. George.
Okay, Tom, thanks very much. A lot to dig into here. Let's bring in our chief legal analyst, Dan Abrams, for more on this. Let's begin with the argument we're going to hear from Epstein and his lawyers. They reached an agreement back in 2008. This is a do-over.
Right. They basically had a deal, what's called a non-prosecution agreement from the federal government. And they're going to say, wait a sec, what happened to that deal that we had? Now, the Southern District of New York's position is that was a deal with the prosecutors in Florida. We are not bound by that deal. And part 2 to that is that deal is also being litigated right now, meaning a judge is deciding whether to throw that deal out entirely because there was a violation of the law by prosecutors in Florida when they didn't inform the victims of what was happening. And so the question now becomes, should the remedy for that be that entire non-prosecution agreement gets thrown out?
And the Justice Department oversees both the district in New York and the district in Florida. The Attorney General, William Barr, has recused himself.
Right. He has said because he worked at a law firm that at one time represented Epstein, he's not going to be involved. And that is relevant only because you have this issue with these different districts, which makes it interesting because the person in charge then becomes that much more important.
One of the big questions here is new evidence developed in part by what they've been taking from the mansion of Jeffrey Epstein here in New York.
Oh, yeah. I mean, if they found more pictures with children, if they found more evidence, that could be additional charges. We're not talking about just additional evidence in connection with this case. That could be more charges against Jeffrey Epstein. And remember, we talked about this before, the Public Corruption Unit of the Southern District of New York is investigating.
One of the big questions, will he get bail?
And I think the answer is maybe. Bail is, you presume someone gets bail. Don't forget about that. The presumption is someone gets bail. But because A, he's got all this money, all these planes, these private islands, and has been accused of witness tampering in the past, those are very strong arguments against bail.
Okay, Dan, thanks. Washington fallout here as well, so let's bring in our senior congressional correspondent, Mary Bruce. And Mary, the question now focuses on Alex Acosta. He's the labor secretary right now. He was the U.S. attorney in charge down in Miami when this plea deal was struck, and that's why Nancy Pelosi is calling for him to resign.
Yeah, George, in a really rare move, the speaker is now saying Acosta has to go. Pelosi tweeting overnight that he must step down, saying that he engaged in an unconscionable agreement with Jeffrey Epstein that was kept secret from courageous young victims, preventing them from seeking justice. And she adds that this was known by the president when he appointed him to the cabinet. Now, here on the Hill, there are mounting questions from Democrats about how Acosta handled this prior case that led to that minimal sentence. But, George, so far they have not summoned Acosta here to the Hill to testify on this matter.
We will see if that comes on another front today. The administration's case against Obamacare, big court hearing today.
Yeah, George, this is a big day for the fate of Obamacare. In New Orleans today, 18 Republican-led states will make their case before an appeals court asking them to strike down Obamacare. Now, we won't know any ruling likely until September. These are just oral arguments, but the practical and political implications here could be tremendous. If the law is struck down, well, then that could wipe out coverage for millions of Americans, protections for people with pre-existing conditions, coverage for young adults who stay on their parents' plans could also be wiped out, as well as that greater access through the expansion of Medicaid. All of this could be in jeopardy. But, George, even if Republicans do win in the courts, they could lose big politically because, as the president recently told you last month, that his health care plan is coming sometime soon. George, right now, Republicans do not have a plan to replace Obamacare.
It will be front and center 2020 campaign. Mary, thanks very much. Michael?
All right, George, we're going to go to President Trump now. And the reaction this morning to leaked comments from the British ambassador calling the Trump administration inept. Now the president is saying he'll no longer deal with that ambassador. And our foreign correspondent, James Longman, has the very latest.
An urgent investigation underway this morning into those behind the diplomatic leaks which have undermined the US's closest relationship. It's not clear who's behind the breach, but the UK government says there's no evidence of foreign intervention. Sir Kim Darroch's cables labelled President Trump inept and radiating insecurity. President Trump hit back, saying the White House will no longer deal with the UK's ambassador and that we're not big fans of that man. But the British government is defending their man in DC.
We pay them as taxpayers to give us their frank assessment of the situation in the countries where they are serving, which is what our ambassador in Washington was doing. But it's a personal view. And there'll be many people in this building who don't agree with that view.
Sir Kim was one of the main architects of Donald Trump's lavish UK visit last month, where he met the Queen. But now his position is in the balance. One theory is that an anti-Brexit ambassador perceived in Kim Darroch was ousted by a pro-Brexit official leaking these memos. Either way, we have a new Prime Minister soon here in the United Kingdom. This scandal threatens to sour that relationship before it's even begun. Robin?
All right. Thanks so much.
All right, we're going to see how that goes. And now we're going to make a change. We're going to go to technology. Big change that's coming to Instagram to tackle bullying head on. Our chief technology correspondent, Rebecca Jarvis, you are here with the new look feature that they're going to have there at Instagram.
Yeah, that's right, Michael. There have been a lot of changes coming to Instagram, and that's because bullying has become such an issue on the platform. About 80% of teens are now using Instagram, and more than half of them say that they've been bullied there, and this is supposed to help with that. So the first change is forcing users to pause before posting something offensive. So for example, if you type a mean comment in, it will immediately send this message asking, are you sure you want to post this? Instagram says that it's run some early tests of the feature, and they found that at least some people delete that negative comment instead of posting it. They change the comment up. Now, the second feature is called Restrict, and it's meant to help users quietly block bullies without having to report them. So once you restrict someone, only that person will be able to see their comments on your posts. They won't even be able to see when you're active on Instagram and when you've read their direct messages. Michael, this is really supposed to address the issues that teens face, because oftentimes that bully is also a bully in real life, and teens are afraid to block people and to report them on the app because they know that can come back to them and hurt them in real life.
And then the app is almost giving you a second chance. Are you sure you want to do this? And so why is Instagram doing this?
Well, you'd love to say that it's because they're all good people and they want to support people being good and behaving well, but ultimately this is also a business decision. It means people will feel safer and use the app, and then advertisers will advertise more there. Money.
All right. See what it goes back to every time. All right, but I'm glad they're doing it. I think it's going to help a lot of people.
I'm very thankful they're doing
this. And it's great to have you back, by the way.
That's right. So how's motherhood?
I love motherhood. I really do. Isabel, my daughter, is amazing. She's awesome, and you guys have all been so great saying hello this morning. It's good to be home.
Is she watching?
Yes. She's definitely awake. I don't know if she's watching.
She's beautiful. I saw the picture. I want to play the cheeks.
Thank you, guys. So good to be back.
It is. It is good to have you back. We have a big night for Major League Baseball last night. The All-Stars out in full force at the Home Run Derby overnight. Blue Jays powerhouse Vladimir Guerrero Jr. gave a show-stopping performance, making Home Run Derby history, shattering records, hitting almost 100 home runs throughout the night.
It's like my golf game, a lot of swings.
But Mets rookie Pete Alonso also came out swinging and on top, 467 feet. New York first baseman winning that double bat silver trophy and $1 million prize, donating much of that to charity.
Good for him.
Wounded Warriors.
Following a lot of other headlines this morning, including new questions about the sudden death of Cameron Boyce, the 20-year-old Disney star. His autopsy is now complete. We're going to hear what his family is saying this morning.
But first, let's get back to Ginger.
Yes, and we've got to get straight to the Tuesday trivia, brought to you by Progressive Insurance.
Their béarnaise sauce here is the best in town. What do you do for fun?
Not this.
Oh. What am I into? Mostly Progressive's Name Your Price tool. Helps people find coverage options based on their budget. Flo has it, I want it, it's a whole thing. And she's right there.
Yeah, she's my ride. This date's lame. He has pics of you on his phone.
No, they're very tasteful.
Watch for some fog this morning and some debris in some of the lowest lying areas after yesterday's flash flooding. Temperatures this morning upper 60s to low 70, but without the muggies, and low humidity for the afternoon. High temperature 85 degrees with sunshine around 2 p.m. Tracking the next weather maker for Thursday, it's likely that we'll see some rain and even some isolated showers and storms. It's a 70% chance, maybe an isolated shower too on Friday, but temperatures will be in the upper 80s. Another heat wave starting this weekend.
Such a big morning. We're going to talk to Coco Golf coming up. And, oh yeah, the World Cup team, they're heading this way. Come on.
If you live with diabetes, why fingerstick when you can scan? With the Freestyle Libre 14-day system, just scan the sensor with your reader, iPhone, or Android and manage your diabetes. With the Freestyle Libre 14